Welcome back to my YouTube channel, folks. I have moved into my new podcast studio and I want to show you that. Plus, more importantly, I want to teach you one thing I absolutely know to be true about how to ensure success in business. I'm going to give you something that took me 20 years to learn in the next 5 minutes that if you take the time to listen, could change your life. Just before I tell you this thing, I just want to mention my purpose in life is to help you find your purpose in life. I have a project called the Purposeful Project, and our mission is to help 10 million people start and grow a business of their own and help you for free. Now, I'm competing with people that are selling you courses you don't need, promising you get rich quick systems, and I know that my pitch isn't as sexy as those get rich quick pitches. I will never charge you for help, and all I'm trying to do is give you the knowledge to start a business and be free. Learn purpose so that you can find it and be happy, and I want nothing in return. My aim here is to give you knowledge, not just from me, but from other people too. I interview the world's most successful entrepreneurs so you can learn how they did it. They come from all sorts of backgrounds. Some of the most successful people I've interviewed started with no money, no knowledge in the very space they worked in, and have given my platform the time to give you the knowledge for free. So if you're interested in business and you want to not fall into the trap of some upsell into a course and you just want to learn about business for free, then subscribe to this channel. And if you like the sound of this, give me a like. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have any questions about business, drop a note in the comments and I promise I'll get back to you with an answer. It might take me some time. One of my last videos on TikTok had 20,000 comments, but I still got back to every single person on there and gave them help for free. Now, the one thing I learned in the last 20 years of building 19 companies and having invested in 73 startups is this. You will not make it in business unless you have a lot of luck. Luck is the #1 reason that nearly all the entrepreneurs I invested in actually succeeded. Without luck, they wouldn't have succeeded. Now, you might hear a lot of bullshit on the internet about how working hard increases your chances of being lucky. The harder you work, the luckier you get is the lie that I see peddled out there on platforms like Instagram. And I'm here to tell you right now that that not only is a lie, it's dangerous. It is not true that working hard will lead to success. If that was true, every single nurse in every single hospital around the world right now should be billionaires. The truth is, you have to work smart. That's the cheesy way to put it, but it's a lot more than that. There are 3 things that you need to know that will ensure that you're successful. And they're all covered under one particular subject, luck. So, how do you get more lucky? Why is luck so important? And how can you harness luck to ensure success? Now, let me caveat it by saying there are actually 2 elements to luck. And I'm going to explain these 2 elements to you by breaking them down into percentages. So 2% of your life will be what we could determine as completely random luck, completely out of your control luck. But 98% of your life can actually be controlled by luck you can influence, and heavily influence as well. So how do we ensure that that 98% of your life affects the 2%? So for example, the 2% is where you're born. Now when people tell me they're not lucky, I say to them, how did you influence where you were born then? Most people have to be born into certain environments to give them the luck. If you're born in America, statistically we know you're higher chance of being successful in life. Equally same in the UK. So wherever you're born will have a huge effect, and you cannot tell your mother where to have you, right? You will always have that luck. Now, what's interesting is even if you're born into a difficult situation, if you operate the 98% I'm going to teach you now correctly, then that 2% can be actually an advantage, even if that 2% means you were born into no money, no family background that can help you, no abilities or knowledge connected within your ecosystem to give you a head start in life that perhaps people that are born into the royal family, for example, probably have that 2% you could argue is luck for them. But we know plenty of people in the royal family that consider themselves unlucky because they were born into the royal family. So your disadvantage on the 2% can actually end up being your advantage. Let me explain in 3 steps how to ensure the 98% of your life that you can influence is influenced by luck. The number one factor, and I've interviewed 120 super successful entrepreneurs, and this is true for all of them, the number one factor that ensured they got more luck was they took more risk. The more risk you take, the luckier you get is an absolutely true saying. And if you post this comment up on Instagram and tag me, or Twitter or TikTok or any of these platforms, I will retweet it and I will share it. The more risk you take, the luckier you get. Hard work has nothing to do with it. You post that up on any of the platforms and I promise I'll share it and help you get noticed for understanding this crucial thing. Now, risk is one of the 3 steps that you need to take to get more luck. But risk is complicated. Risk is linked to fear. Now, in the modern world, we've come to believe that fear is something to switch off when you feel it, and that's a mistake. That's where we've gone wrong in modern society. Fear originally was given to us as a skill. A lion's coming towards us, we feel fear, that gives us superpowers. That means we can run faster, we think faster, we can do more. But what do we do in the modern world? We don't leverage it like we used to. Now we want to switch it off. I remember when someone first asked me to do a public appearance speech to thousands of people, and I initially felt nervous. I wanted to say no, but for some reason I said yes. And I was nervous before I did it, I was nervous during it, and afterwards floodgates opened up and so did opportunities, because I pushed through fear and did something and used fear to power me up. And that's what you have to do with fear. You have to see it as a way of helping you think faster, do things differently, act stronger, more powerful for a period of time. Leverage fear. Do not suppress it. Do not say no. That will limit your ability to take risk, and you limit your ability to take risk, you'll have less luck. And less luck equals less success. Risk equals success. The other 2 factors are important, but they're not as important as risk. But the other 2 factors, and please, if you're finding this useful, hit the subscribe button so that more people learn this, because I can't believe how many successful people do not say that they were lucky to help those that are struggling by working hard and not making it understand why, right? You can help me help them by hitting the like button or the subscribe button or the share button so more people understand this. And here are the other 2 things that you have to do to get more luck. The second thing is you have to know your destination. So many people don't know where they're going. Imagine getting in a car and not knowing where you're going. How can you ever expect to be successful if you don't know your destination? So that's key. Once you know your destination, some people will say, I invest in a lot of businesses. I've invested in 73 companies. And often people will say, I need money to start the company, which is not true. You don't need money to start a company. And often, to me, it's like saying, well, you're asking for fuel in a car for a car that you don't know where that car's going, right? You don't really know. Especially if people say, oh, I'm going to build this company up and sell it. That's not a destination. That's a conclusion. Right? Where are you going? Once you know where you're going, you can decide what type of car you need. You might not even need a car. You might be able to walk there. Therefore, you don't need money. You don't need fuel. You can walk there. But without that destination, you don't know who to bring in the car with you. You don't know what direction planning you need to do. You don't know what to pack in the car for when you get to that destination. And that's key. If you want more luck, know your destination. And the third thing, and I think this is overlooked, but and a real nuance to this that I'll try to explain. But the third thing that's crucial if you want to be successful is you absolutely need to be persistent. Never give up. Never stop. Now, I'll just say, there are moments in your business life where you do need to quit. But that doesn't mean you're not persistent. You're persistently quitting, right? That means you're stopping in a meaningful way. But generally speaking, persistence is what helps you follow through to the end. I'll give you an example within a sales context, and I've done a load of videos on sales, by the way. Sales is absolutely crucial to make a business work. I don't know why sales has become a bit of a negative thing generally, because it's so important. It feeds families and feeds businesses and feeds growth. If you don't know sales, make sure you have someone in your organization that does, because it will mean you don't need to raise money from people, for example. Now, in sales, there is this whole thing. I did a whole research document on this. The top 10% of salespeople, the top 10%, the best, they generally contact someone 5 times before they give up, right? So they'll send them an email, and then they'll do a follow-up email, and then they'll maybe try to call them, and then they'll send them something, and then they'll do one more follow-up, and if they don't hear from them, they give up, right? Top 10%, these are the good ones, right? The top 1% of the 10% do something different. I'm the top 1% of the 10%. We do something different. We do something where we never stop reaching out to people until we get where we need to get. Now, persistent, polite sales is part of what, now I've done a whole video on this, but basically, when I started my agency Fluid, one of my companies that I sold to PwC, I originally wrote down the 50 companies I wanted to work with. And then it took me 9 years to get all of those 50 companies on board as clients. 9 years. Every single month for 9 years, I would reach out to those companies somehow, whether it was wish them a Merry Christmas or a Happy Chinese New Year, or send a birthday card to the person that was running the department I wanted to work with, or send them an insight piece on what I'd noticed in their industry. 9 years. Every single month, somehow connected, right? Until they became my clients. And that's what you need to do. You can't have a 5-call persistence. That's not persistence. Follow through. So to recap, if you want to be successful, you need luck. And you get the luck by having 3 elements. Take more risk, enjoy fear, know your destination, be clear on it, and be persistent. If you found this useful, I'd really appreciate it if you gave me a like. If you have any questions about this subject or anything to do with business, drop me a comment below, we'll reply. And please share this with anyone that's overworking and needs to understand how to get more luck and work less. I'd really appreciate it, I'm sure they would too. And I'll be putting a lot more videos together on this channel over the next couple of months. So if you need anything from me, content-wise, let me know below and I'll do my very best to provide it for you. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a wonderful day. By the way, I forgot to show you my podcast studio, didn't I? Very quickly. This is my new setup, rig, lights. It's my view in my garden. Look at this. I'm actually right now at Entrepreneur House, so I'm hoping you guys will be able to come and stay here, hang out, learn about business, all for free. It's my new initiative that I'm working on. Should be ready mid-2022 next year. Whenever you're listening to this, it might already be existing, in which case, join the waiting list below. But look, thanks for listening. And again, if you need anything from me, please feel free to reach out. Feel free to reach out below. I'll see you soon, folks. Have a wonderful day. Bye.